Hey YouTube, Walter McThinney here. Yeah, coming at you with another video. Basically, I just wanted to ask a few questions. These are not really meant to be answered out loud or anything, but these are rhetorical questions that I have. As far as okay, here's a question. How do you know somebody without knowing their name? Because even a child knows their parents' name, even though they don't actually say their parents' name, not necessarily. And question number 2. What is the purpose for religion? Where did religion even come from? Who came up with that? And why? Question number 3. How do you draw closer to the Creator? And how do you believe in something even though you can't actually see, touch, taste, smell it, or hear it? Because we say we know God, but how do you get to know Him? I mean, how do you know His voice if you've never heard it? Because God can speak in an infinite number of ways, but how do you know it's Him and not a deception, and you're not being deceived? And another question. What is the purpose of the church? What is the church here for? And also another question. How come we don't see miracles? It's not that God stopped performing miracles, but how come we don't see them as far as raising the dead, healing the sick, and curing the injured? How come we don't see that today? And it's not because He stopped doing it, but I just wanted to know. And another question. How is it that they come to be called Christians? And what are Christians exactly? Okay, I'm going to answer that one. See, there were no Christians back then. They were either called brethren or followers of the way. They didn't get to becoming called Christians until Antioch started that, because they were so much like Christ that they started calling them little Christ. In actuality, that was actually a derogatory term if you think about it. See, it's like this. I love the Lord, and I grew up in the church. Hated church, but eventually I started thinking, and then I became drawn to the Creator, and then the rest is just history. And I've been learning more ever since. And also, what is the Creator's name and what is His Son's name? I am that I am. That's not really a name. That's more like saying I am that I am, meaning that I am from the beginning and I always existed, so I am that I am. There was a never point in time that He did not exist. And Jesus, in Revelation, when He mentions I am the Alpha and the Omega, what's that saying? He was there in the beginning and He's also there in the end. Yeah. there are a lot of questions, fewer answers, and even more questions. But we won't know everything. Even in the everlasting, we won't know everything. Because there's just too much going on and too many questions. And we are finite in our mind and our thinking, asking an infinite being who is omniscient to basically give us answers. And the more answers we get, the more questions we have. And the cycle just keeps going on and on, forever and ever. Well, until then, this is Walter McSinney, signing off. Peace.